Getting people to sit down.
Janet.
Oh. Come fill in seats, everyone. Come and fill in the seats.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Please come forward.
All right, whoever wants to go down.
Are those llamas?
Didn't recognize you.
There's more seats. Please take them. Please take them. So you'll be able to hear better. Anybody who's hearing, there's no microphone system. So you need a little. Thank you.
Joe, you want to sit next to Eva here? Oh, I'm good.
No, I'm not ready.
I'm better off standing right now. I did a bunch of ditch work 3 days in a row. I am a warmer standing up. Would you like to sit down?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
No, I'm good.
Hi there. Okay. You know, Barbara passed. Well,
Work.
it reminded me, did you ever watch the Fugitive TV show when it was on? The last chapter they had was August 28, 1967. The title of it was The Day the Running Stopped. And that's the way I looked at Barbara. It was the day the suffering stopped. So
There you go.
that was the good thing. She didn't suffer that. And the same with Ron, I guess.
Only trees. I got it. You know, everybody's beautiful.
Rough.
And I got it. And that's the high.
Thank you. And my understanding is this will stay in the same place.
Pick up a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay right here. I think I got a good shot.
Thank you.
finally put a chairlift in at the house just to
Well, go up and
five
down.
stairs.
Yeah, we did.
And I even put in a solar house generator. Oxygen.
Vince, I'm getting notices that it's not working right now.
It's not. Okay. Everything says that it's working.
Maybe there's not Wi-Fi around here that's... Are you working off satellite or something?
It's working off the cell phones.
Cell phone, okay.
Let me,
That was a few minutes ago, so maybe
yeah, I did start a little bit
Steve
late.
said it's not working, like a minute ago.
Okay, well, let me see if I,
No, I'm not doing that.
No, my main one's not.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Carol. Want to sit down?
Yes, I do. Thank you. I think there's a couple seats there. Do you want to sit down? My daughter said that she's on right now, so I think it's worth it.
Oh, it is? Okay. I was going to try and test it.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Rabbi Jackie Brodsky, and I'm honored to be here to help today as we put dear Ron to rest. And I thank you for coming. I hope you can hear me okay. Oh, great. Let's start out with a song. Selection C from Psalm 90. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. Treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. Treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. So I want to thank you for coming out to honor and respect the final earthly journey of Ron Lewis. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Got a pull here. It's important or the whole thing will go downhill. So
No, I'm holding the other end here.
yes,
You won't pull it down.
including me. So hope you don't mind. As a community and a family, we are made the shift from caring for Ron's physical and spiritual needs during a lengthy illness to now uplifting and remembering and honoring his life, his being, his soul, and uplifting it before you, his family and community, and of course before the merciful one. As time continues, there will be so much to share about Ron. Undoubtedly, that sharing will continue for as long as it needs to. Here at the cemetery, we will hear a beautiful eulogy from the family, and later at the gathering, you will all be invited to share as well. Ron's Hebrew name reveals some of his hidden holy essence. It is Ruvain, Meir, Ben Chayashena. Reuben, was the eldest among the 12 patriarchs of the tribes of Israel. His name means, see, behold, a son. Ra'eh ben. Behold, I have a son. This was Mother Leah, saying with her hope that his birth would win her husband's love. Although impulsive Reuben was in the Bible, he showed compassion by trying to save his brother Joseph. In the eulogy, we will hear of our Ron's great compassion for others. So the middle name, Meir, is beautiful. It means one who brightens or shines. Meir, from the light. And our Hebrew name always has our mother's name attached to it because, and not the father, I mean the father certainly is important, but it's just that the mother, the child comes from the womb, and the word for womb is the same root as the word for compassion. So it adds a special spirituality to tag that onto our name, our mother's compassion, the compassion of the Holy One. The mother's name was Chaya, which means alive. And Shana, Chaya Shana. Shana means beautiful, alive and beautiful. This name that is attached to Ron's name, Ruvain Ma'ir, truly describes his soul. Ruvain Ma'ir ben Chaya Shana. And so now, I have a few more teachings, but I think I will share them with you at the memorial. In this time of grief, we listen to the voice of our sacred scriptures, which bring us the message of God's nearness. It tells of our closeness with the Creator in light as in darkness, in joy as in sorrow, in life as in death. And so we will continue with selection G from Psalm 121, a song of ascents. Please say this with me. I will lift my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from the one, maker of heaven and earth. The eternal will not let your foot slip, will not slumber nor your guardian. Behold, the eternal does not slumber nor sleep. The guardian of Israel, the eternal is your guardian, your shelter is your right hand. By day the sun will not smite you, nor the moon at night. The eternal will guard you from all evil, and will preserve your soul. The holy blessed one will guard your going and your coming from now until forever. And we continue with selection H. Esahenai Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri Esahenai Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri Esri Me'im Adonai Osei Shamayim Va'aretz Esri Me'im Adonai Osei Shamayim Va'aretz. I lift up my eyes unto the mountains. From where does my help come? I lift up my eyes unto the mountains. From where does my help come? My help comes from the eternal one, creator of heaven and earth. My help is from the eternal one, creator of heaven and earth. And now we will continue with Psalm 90, selection F. Please read with me. A prayer of Moses, the man of God. My protector, you are our abode, one generation to the next. Since before the mountains came into being, before the birth of the land and the world, from eternity tomorrow. You return a person unto dust. You say, return, O children of humanity. Truly 1,000 years are in your eyes like yesterday. So quickly does it pass, like the watching nighttime post. Before falcons sleep, when morning comes, it vanishes like a shadow. At dawn, light comes to renew itself. At dusk, it withers and dries up. The years of our lifetime are but 70, and if we say 80, most of them are toil and fatigue. Then it quickly ends and we fly away. Oh, let us know how to assess our days, how we can bring our hearts to wisdom. Give us a sacred from the fullness of your love. May it us to rejoice throughout our days. May your deeds be visible to us, and your splendor upon our children. May your pleasure, our God, be upon us. May you bless the work of our hands, the work of our hands, that surely will be us. Thank you. I'll read you a very beautiful poem by Alvin Fine. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, but life is a journey, a going, a growing, from stage to stage, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength, or strength to weakness, and often back again, from health to sickness, and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until, looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, but life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage, made stage by stage, from birth to death to life everlasting. So, I think this would be a good time to do the eulogy. Talk about some of those milestones along the way. And the family has created this. This was written by Margie, and her twin sister will be reading, Cheryl. So, Cheryl, I'll invite you to come and stand at this interesting little podium here. Let's do that. I'm so sorry. I don't know how it looks. First we'll have the family. You can sit or stand for that. Okay. So the family will now either tear a garment or do symbolic tear of black ribbon, mourning ribbon. And if you'd like to sit or stand, it's all right. Okay. Just a minute. Yes. For hearts that are torn, we perform this act of Korea. And so you can tear it now. say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, dayan ha'emet. We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, judge of truth. Cheryl.
This is from my sister, but it's really for all of time. Today we're here to honor my dad. Can you guys hear me? What? Today we're here to honor my dad, a man with an incredible story, a deep love for his family, and a life filled with strength, humor, and purpose. What's really special is that many of these stories we didn't even hear until recently. On September 30th, 2025, we sat down and Dad asked us to tell us about his life. We asked Dad to tell us about his life, and he did. And what he shared gave us an even deeper appreciation for who he was and where he came from. Dad loved family history, and one of his favorite stories started with his grandfather, Zadie Heim. Zadie was a tailor in Lafayette, L-A-T-V-I-A,
Lafayette.
who was taken into the Russian army. He was a great marksman, even though he didn't want to fight. At one point, he switched targets with another soldier who did want to fight, standing in the same place but changing his fate. Later, as part of the color guard for the Tsar, he heard an officer say something offensive about a Jewish person, and he punched him. To avoid serious punishment, he claimed the officer had insulted the Tsar, and instead of something far worse, he ended up selling underwear for 2 years. Eventually, Zadie married Rachel and came to America. She followed later after hearing he might be getting a little too comfortable without her. And as Dad told it, she got on the next boat. And that's how our family story in America began. Dad was born in Chicago in 1992 and moved to El Monte when he was 4. Am I going too fast?
Stay loud. Born in when?
Oh, 1942. What did I say?
92.
One of my kids. As a kid, he loved archery, drawing, and shooting, and even joined the junior NRA. He played tennis in high school and picked it up again years later. But one of Dad's greatest passions was the outdoors. He loved backpacking and wilderness survival, and not just as a hobby. He became incredibly knowledgeable, learning from experts and eventually teaching others. He even wrote a book called How Not to Get Lost, which is, there's a little book at the reception that you guys can see. And if you knew Dad, the title fit him perfectly. There's a story that really captures who he was. He was part of a winter camping class that he knew wasn't being taught correctly, but he stayed anyways, because he knew if something went wrong, he might be the only one who can help, and something did go wrong. A storm made the Sierras and people got into serious trouble. Dad stepped in. He took over, got people warmed up, started fires, found help, even flagged down a van to get those suffering from hypothermia to safety. That moment says everything about him. He didn't panic, he didn't hesitate, he just quietly did what needed to be done. That same strength carried into his work with Big Bear Search and Rescue, where he became a training officer. And very much like Dad, he agreed to help, but only if he could do it the right way. Dad was also incredibly talented. He studied electronics and drafting, worked in technical illustration, and even designed tunneling machines so well that people wanted him to travel the world running them. But he chose a different path. He stayed, he built a life, and he chose family. At just 23 years old, he owned his own business, Lewis Lighting, became one of the youngest electrical store owners at the time. And through it all, there was one constant: Mom. Dad really loved Mom. Not quietly, but in a way you could see.
If you want me to continue, I will.
Even after 63 years of marriage, 62 and a half, you can catch those moments just watching her walk by with a smile. It was lasting, steady, a beautiful love. Together they built a family, 3 daughters, 10 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren. That's an incredible legacy. On a personal note, from both my other sisters, not me, my two sisters. Dad was an art person. He was really talented. He was one I went to whenever I created something new. His opinion meant everything to me. He was an artist himself. He even drew a tiger when he was young, and that always stuck with me. Creativity was just part of who he was. And then there was his laugh. If you asked Dad a question, he knew what was coming. It was a deep laugh. He always rubbed his chin. He always had that laugh. It wasn't just a laugh, it was him. Thoughtful, warm, and just a little bit playful. In Jewish tradition, we say, may his memory be a blessing. And there's also a prayer that feels especially fitting today. God, full of compassion, grant perfect rest under the wings of your presence. May his soul be bound in the bound of eternal life. Dad's memory is truly a blessing. It lives in the stories he told, especially the ones he made sure to share with us this past year. It lives in the lessons he taught, the people he helped, and the family he built. And it lives in all of us. We will miss him deeply, but we carry him forward in every story, every laugh, and every moment. We choose to live with that same strength, kindness, and heart that he showed us.
Thank you so much. So before we lower the casket, I wanted to offer another prayer that is not in our sheets. It's called the Priestly Blessing, and it's a 3-part blessing. It's done at just about every life cycle event that we have, and including at death. It's done in the Havurah process. I wanted to add it in now. There's 3 parts and 3 different ways that we are blessed in this prayer. One is a blessing that the person should have everything they need in this physical world. The second part is a blessing that the person shall have everything spiritually that they need in this world. And the third part is about having everything they need and desire, not only in this world, but the third part includes the world to come, Olam Haba. So it's really a beautiful blessing. The high priests in ancient days used to bless our people with it, and now this is done by other folks in our synagogues. And so when you stand, I'll ask you to put your hands out to help send the blessings, direct them to Reuben, my ear, and I will recite them. So I guess it's time. We were going to have, do we have our team for lowering? You have that all set? Okay. I also have some dirt here from Israel. that I'm going to ask Rabbi Burrell to put on a casket. So please rise. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha shalom. May the divine presence be lifted to you and grant you peace forever and ever in all worlds. And we say shalom. And now in silence, those who wish may one at a time, well, we have 2 shovels, 2 at a time, can place some of the dirt from the pile upon the top of the casket. Is our way of helping midwife Reuben Meir to his new place. So if you don't mind, like to do this in silence, and whenever you're finished, you can be seated. We hand the shovel back to the pile, not to the next person.
got a chance to thank you for playing at Barbara's memorial service, and that was very nice. It worked out very well. You and Zach seemed to hit it off.
Yeah.
And it turned out very nice. I still carry that with me. I've got all these words. This came from Stein's funeral home back in Washington, so I just kind of kept it. I'd throw in some of the other things, but I've got the words of the song, a few other things. I got the little poem that I read. I don't know, but it made a difference for you, to be there and help send her off. We're working on the 5th month. And I've been working on, the whole time I've been working on taxes. I had to have a submission that was 50 pages. And I was working like a dog trying to get a hold of all the paperwork I could and copy it. And so it went in. So far, IRS hasn't arrested me, so I'm sitting good. I'll have to go down and put some dirt in. You have any idea how much that pile weighs? I looked it up.
How much?
You want to guess?
That pile?
Yeah, a dirt pile.
A ton? 1 ton? 2,000 pounds? I don't know.
4,400 pounds. That's 2 tons. It's, that casket's got to be able to support that weight, and if it doesn't, the surround takes care of it.
Is that why they do the cement thing around it?
Yeah. It's actually there for 2 purposes. One is that, and the other is in case there's any leakage, it doesn't go into the groundwater. It's an environmental EPA kind of thing. Just wonder how much.
Get in line over there?
No, I don't want to stand in line. I've stood in too many lines. I just wait till it dwindles down. And we took care of 2 souls when we buried Barbara. Shane is with her. We had a deal that whoever went first, and that funeral home went along with it. At the time we asked, will they accept her? Yeah, by all means. So we had her cremated. Her cremains are with Barbara, so they're riding together. That's a surround. Don't worry about it.
It's not a grant.
thank you everyone for your participation. In the family eulogy, Cheryl mentioned El Male Rachamim, and we're going to say that prayer now. You said that it contained the essence of your father, something like that. So let's read it in English first, and going to ask those who are able to please stand. Selection L. And remember, his Hebrew name, we'll be filling that in. It's Ruvain, Meir, Ben, Chaya, Shana. God, full of compassion, dwelling on high, grant perfect rest under the wings of the Shekinah, amid the ranks of the holy and pure, illuminating like the brilliance of the skies, the soul of our beloved Reuben, Meir, Ben, who went to his eternal rest. May you, who are the source of mercy, shelter him beneath your wings eternally, and bind his soul among the living, that he may rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. El Male Rachamim, Shochein Mamromim, Hamse Menucha Nachona, Tachat Kanfei HaShechina, Im Kedoshim Teharim, Kezohar Harakia Masirim, Et Neshemat, Ruben Meir, Ben Chaya Shena, Shehala Hale Olamo, Val Harachamim, Yisterehu V'Seiter Kenafav, Ale Olamim, B'tzoror HaChayim et Nishmato, Adonai Hu Nachalato, V'yanuach b'shalom al Mishkavo, V'nomar Amen. You may be seated. We praise you, Judge of truth, who ordains death and summons us to life. Help us to feel your presence at this time of trouble, so we may declare that God is upright, our rock, in whom there is no unrighteousness. Adonai Natan, Adonai Lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mivorach. God gave, God has taken away. Blessed be the name of God.
Amen.
We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who forms us in the divine image, who nourishes and sustains us in your goodness, who causes all of us to die and implants immortal life within us. Al Makomo, Reuben Meir ben Hayashena, Yavo Bashalom. May Reuben Meir ben Hayashena come to his eternal home in peace. And let us say, Amen. Amen. It's time for us to recite Kaddish, that wonderful prayer that we say for the departed, that speaks not of death, but praises God at such a time. So we remember our blessings. There's several versions. The traditional Kaddish is on side 2, top right. It's very small print. So that's the way it came out. If you can't read it, perhaps you can read the English at the bottom of it. Exalted and hallowed be God's great name. But we will say this in Hebrew, and we will please rise. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shmei Rabbah, V'alma Divra Pirutei, V'amlik Malchutei, V'chaye Chon, V'yomei Chon, V'chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael, V'agala V'zman Kareem V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah V'varach L'olam Olamaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shmei D'Krisha B'Rifu La'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushkachata V'Nechamata Damiran B'Alma V'Yimru Amen. Yehei Shma Merava Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'Yalchol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mramai Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Yalchol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mramai Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Yalchol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'Yalchol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'Yalchol Yisrael. You may be seated. Would someone from the family like to remind people what's coming up next? Do you want me to say it, or would you like to say it? We're going to be meeting at the tennis club right now, as soon as we. But what we're going to do, if we can handle the slope, is form 2 lines facing each other, so the family can walk through, and we say to them, selection I will recite. This is all we need to say. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. So we will say that as you walk through the line that we will form. And then everyone is invited to a memorial lunch. And I'm sure it'll be wonderful to give us time to, we'll have time for more sharing and schmoozing and eating and that's right. There'll be a Zoom link for people who weren't able to make it here today, physically here. So this is at the tennis club, and the address is
2200 Stewart Parkway.
2200 Stewart Parkway.
But it's not really on Stewart Parkway, it's on Harvey.
Okay, well,
Harvey
anybody,
Right by the YMCA.
right by the YMCA, if anybody needs a little support in finding it, a little help, please see one of the people that were giving their 2
I was
cents
going
right
to say,
there.
whoever knows who it is, we're all going to follow you.
So that's great, and I thank you so much for coming. I hope there isn't anything extra besides the curry. Okay.
Should we go on this side to make the,
Would that side be better?
where are they parked? This side. Where's the family?
This side is better. This
This
side is
side.
better. This side is better.
This side. So let's, all of us who are not family, let's make those 2 lines. Keep your sheet, and then you can hand me your sheet later.
Yeah.
No, she said, no, hold on to your book.
Yeah. That's because we're supposed to. Or give them to TJ.
Give them the CJ.
Making 2 lines. 2 lines facing each other. Facing each other. 1 line here. This is good. We got a good start. Just back up a little bit, my dear. You'll be in this line. There you go.
Oh, I'm just watch the
Howard.
Oh, he's getting away. So you're all going to be saying, may God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. And just give the family a greeting, okay?
Console you. Console you. Console you, all who mourn in Jerusalem.
You got the last one. Thank you.
Thank you all for being a wonderful community. Showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you for making your journey.
Well, I guess it's mutual. You're welcome. So we'll see you at the tennis court.
You need help carrying?
I just want to say
I do not. Well, she's somewhere and she's
Alex, I'm gonna ride with you.
I've learned a long time ago that there's a
Marjorie might know. Wally's good. So, where do you